Hello and welcome back to Twilight Princess, everybody. This is, I think, the third video of the Arbiter's Grounds. Hopefully we'll be able to get out of here soon. We're in the spinny room of death, so hopefully I can time my jump and get in between where these things are spinning, make my way around. Do I want to go there or do I want to go here first? I think I want to go over there first because there's nothing here. Wonderful. Okay. Can I do this? I don't know. Can I? Can I? Yes. Awesome. Alright, so we need to come over here and defeat these guys. Like I said, a shield bash and a helm splitter will pretty much take them out in one hit, which again is just awesome. And I think one bomb will do, but just for massive overkill, let's do two for the sake of it. Because of course everyone loves explosions, so there we go. In order to unlock the door, there's actually a third skeleton, and he's over here. So let's wait for this guy to wake up and kill him as soon as he gets out. That's quite a downer. There we go. Place that and run away before I get blasted. Hopefully not sink. There we go. And there we go. Now we are able to continue on. I think we can do that just by jumping up here. Actually, no, we can't. You'll see here, this is another area where there is no seemingly way that we can get over to that door. It is impossible, so I guess we'll probably be revisiting this room later as well. The door that we need to go into is over on the other side, so I'm just gonna wait for these. Oh crap, that was quicksand. Luckily I didn't get hit. And here we go. Now in this area there's gonna be platforms that are going to sink. There's also going to be bugs that are going to come out and attack you, and there's going to be places for your claw shot to go. So if you want, you can go ahead and just kind of claw shot on as you see yourself sinking, or when there's bugs on you. Unfortunately, bugs can kind of still get to you, even if you're hanging on. So what I recommend doing is either waiting for the bugs to come to you, or having some sort of strategy like taking care of them when you're sinking, and being able to claw shot onto the next area to avoid sinking completely, because what's going to happen is the bugs are going to weigh you down. I can't even do a spin attack because I am just failing all over the place today, and just kind of time out so you don't completely sink and kill yourself. Luckily, of course, these platforms resurface, so as soon as I've taken care of the bugs, I really have no problem. It's just the bugs that really slow me down in this area, so anyways, there we go. We are now above where I just destroyed that last skeleton, so be sure to jump over. You can just barely make it. And here we go. We are going to a new area. And we're actually going to be fighting our mini-boss. Ooh, this is freaking cool. It's like a big sword. And I don't know what these are. Are these like shackles or like ropes or something? Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the sword. I think you have to cut one of the ropes, actually. Which I guess, like, kind of, like, symbolizes cutting the ties or something. Because this big, gigantic sword will rise and try to hit you. I personally think that this is, in my opinion, one of the, if not one of the coolest mini-bosses, and even bosses in this game. I really like this guy. If you turn on your senses, you'll actually find out that it is another ghost. And just like the other ghost, you want to go ahead and hop on him, attack him a few times, and he actually turns visible. So go ahead, turn back into a human at this point, because you will be able to see him as a human. You don't need your senses. He's going to circle around. You need to hit him with your arrow to get him to come down. He'll circle around, you know, act all menacing and scary. And then when he comes down, move out of the way so he doesn't hit you, and hit him instead. And that's all there is to it. Really, really cool in design, but really a very, very easy boss to defeat. If you don't manage to, like, hit him in this form, he'll actually go back to being a ghost, so you kind of have to make sure that he doesn't hit you in this form, and he doesn't disappear. He will fire, like, little pink fireballs at you if you let him float around for too long, so long as you're quick about it, this boss shouldn't do any damage at all. Because it's kind of easy to predict his pattern. As soon as you see him coming close, just move. That's the thing about big, heavy swords, is they just take way too long to charge up and use. That's why Link is powerful with his Master Sword. It's one hell of a death cry, and he turns into like a bunch of bugs, or like moths or something, which is really eerie, but insanely badass. So, alright, let's go on forward. And it looks like that is our dungeon item. It's about time. See what the hell this item is. It is the spinner. This ancient machine allows you to float in the air. So it's basically like a giant top, is essentially what it is. In the dungeon, I haven't really pointed it out because I didn't want to spoil anything for those of you who haven't played, but there's these tracks, and you actually ride the spinner on these tracks, and you can bounce in between walls and things. So it's a dungeon item. It's an item exclusive to this game. Unfortunately, gets next to no use out of the dungeon, although it is super cool in the dungeon. I think it's a super unique item in the series, and I honestly think it's really cool. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who think it's really lame, but I think it's kind of fun to just fool around with the spinner, even in the dungeon. So, now that we have the spinner, we're pretty much just going to be doing backtracking and going back to any area we've seen where we weren't able to access. For example, over here, I was just talking about, you know, not being able to access this place because obviously, we're not allowed to get across the sand. With the spinner, you can actually get across the sand, and you can hook yourself onto walls and things. So obviously I was able to come over here, and then if I go ahead and I go backwards, I was going to try to go the other way with the spinner. I'm not very good at driving it because the directions for it like really kind of confuse me, like what way you're supposed to be turning at what point. In order to get it to work. As you can see, I'm failing miserably. I'm trying to hook onto that wall because I need to hook onto that wall in order to be able to climb up. So, there we go. I was trying to go that way the first time and it wasn't letting me, so. That was far more difficult than it had to be, and as you can see, my driving skills will be put to the test because this is one gigantic room of all spinner tracks, so this should be fun. You can, of course, you can, like I said, you can like bounce in between walls just by jumping. You can also attack using your spinner and things like that. So, let's see. To get up there, I think I'll try and go back onto this wall. Try and go back this way. There we go. Hook on, bounce over, and go on this. There we go. As you can see, Link kind of spins around, which looks really cool. He's flying! Alright, there we go. Take care of this guy because he's in my way, although I don't really need to, honestly. Who cares? I really do like using the special moves whenever I can. Blow you up. And open up this chest up here. There's quite a few chests in this room, which I guess is their way of using the spinner. So there's our second heart piece. That's all the heart pieces in this dungeon. So all the other chests in the rest of the dungeon are pretty much just going to be rupees, or I don't know, whatever else they put. Generally rupees or arrows or bombs or, you know, whatever. So be sure to go in between the big spinning death trap there. Hook onto this wall, go all the way around. Whee! Link also looks really, like, I don't know, like he's having like a good time riding on it, I guess. It almost looks like he's surfing. He's got like his knees bent, trying to keep his balance. I would find it really difficult to kind of stay on it, but I guess your feet are like planted, so it wouldn't really be a huge issue. Go ahead and blow you up. And you want some too? Of course I stunned him, but then it didn't give me the helm splitter thing, so I couldn't defeat him. There we go. Place that there. Pick up this chest. What's in here? More rupees? A yellow rupee. 10. Pfft. I think even if your wallet's full, because the rupees like that's worth so little. I do believe you can actually pick that up and Link won't put it back in the chest. I think it's only rupees that are worth more than 20 he does that for. So here, you have to time it so you can go in between all these little blades. They will knock you off. And it's really easy to do as long as you just kind of have a good little system working. So there we go. And here's our boss key. So that's beautiful because we walked right into it. We had to do like absolutely no work to get to it, you know. You get the dungeon item really late in the dungeon in here, or so I find. And now that we have the spinner, we're actually able to go ahead and work this gear mechanism we found earlier. Let's go ahead and spin, which is going to move the wall, which is really cool. And dun dun dun. Alright. So we're actually almost done. I thought this temple was going to take me a lot longer than this, but this is only 3 videos. I might have to save the boss battle for the next video, but this is actually pretty good. What you're going to want to do is actually jump into the middle platform, like that. There we go. And then go ahead and spin this around. There's nothing at the top. If you keep following the track, all it's going to do is just kind of bring you back down the track, and it just forces you to hop onto this platform. So spin this around, and we get this, which is more fun than anything else, because you literally have nothing to do but to just kind of go all the way up. Whee! And there we go. We are at the boss room. So this is going to be a shorter video because we're already done. We're already here. You know, we didn't use the dungeon item much, but it certainly got us to where we need to go. If I look at my map, I actually did pretty decently. I think there's only 2 or 3 little treasure chests I missed. There's 2 of them in that room that I missed. But yeah, I did pretty well. All the rooms are pretty much explored. Of course, I picked up the dungeon map and the compass, and that certainly was not as painful as I thought it was going to be. The boss story might be a completely different story, but we're going to have to see about that. So, anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. Join me next time where we will take on the boss and finishing up the Arbiter's Ground. So, see you all then.